Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about how to budget, why to budget, what to budget for, and some money saving tips for your family vacation. This is based on my personal experience over the years and things that we have done, different types of budgets. We've had budgets of different money amounts and we've had vacations with different groups, different family dynamics. We've had 1 kid, 2 kid, and 3 kids to take on vacation. Most recently, it was my husband, myself, and our 3 kids, including a baby. So I'm gonna give you some hacks that we've learned along the way that have helped us with our vacation. This is coming from the viewpoint of someone who does not always have a ton of money to spend on vacation. We love to do at least 1 trip a year, to have that experience for our kids. But we also are tight with our money, and we try to pay off our debts and not be, frivolous with our vacation spending, stay on a budget and spend what we could or should, spend. So anyway, we'll get into that in just a second. If you are new to my channel, hi, my name is Brooke. We are a family of 5. We have 2 daughters, 12 years old, 8 years old, and then we have a son that is 9 months old. And if you have noticed, if you follow on my channel, I haven't posted a lot the last few weeks. We went on vacation. Before that, we got the virus that shall not be named, and it's been crazy for like the last month. It's been hectic, and we've had a lot going on. Wasn't feeling good, and then I think I got 1 video done from the time I was sick to now. I honestly don't even remember. It's just been a blur. But we went on vacation. Was it last week? Not this past week that I'm posting this, but it'd be the week before. We went the week of after Labor Day. There's a hack for you. We went after Labor Day. Anyway, I'll get to that in a second. So yeah, if you're new to my channel, if you want to go back and check out some of my stuff, I was doing a lot of homeschool stuff, and I will get back to that, I promise. Like I said, things have just been crazy, and we are going to get into some review things. I'm going to talk about scheduling, just all kinds of homeschooly stuff that I will get to. But this is fresh on my mind because we just come back from vacation, so that's what I'm going to talk about today. So I'm going to jump right into it. If you have any questions or comments or anything, you can leave it down in the comments. I was going to say in the description box. Leave it in the comments. So the video today, I'm going to talk about budgeting first. So basically over the years, what I always consider when you're budgeting for a vacation, I think there's 4 main things. Transportation, how are you going to get there? Lodging. The lodging is the first one. Probably should put that up at the top of the list. That's the first one that you should consider. Food and activities. There's other things, obviously, that you need when you go on vacation, but those are the 4 big ones. Lodging, transportation, food, and activities. Where are you going? What are you doing? How are you going to get there? Where are you staying? Right, so those are the 4 things that you should budget for. You need to have something in mind, before you can make your budget. And a budget is not, like a lot of people use the word budget because they don't have a lot of money to spend on something, but you could have $1 million to spend on your vacation, and you could still make a budget to make sure you don't go over your $1 million. I mean, $1 million to go on vacation would be nice, but we're at a little bit lower number than that. But anyway, no matter what your number is, you should have a budget just so that you know what to spend on what, and if you have $1 million, you would know how much you can spend on a place to stay versus the activities. Are you going to spend more? Do you want to spend more on what you get to do there, or on where you're staying? Where do you want that luxury to be, or where do you want the most money to go into? But regardless of the money amount, you do need to set some money aside and to put the money back for that budget. So you kind of have to decide, about how much money you're going to need. You're not going to know exactly unless, maybe you do know exactly. Maybe you know exactly where you're going, when you're going, and where you're going to stay and all that. And that's possible. Maybe you have like we went on a cruise and we knew months ahead of time. Ooh, my hair is crazy. We went on a cruise before we had kids, and we knew months ahead of time how much money we were going to spend. Because we knew how much the cruise cost and the food's included and all that, so we didn't have to budget for food. The only extra thing was like soft drinks, or if we got souvenirs, things like that. So that was easy to budget for. And we pretty well knew how much money we needed then. But for the most part, I think if you're going on a family vacation and you're budgeting, and I'm talking about like a year ahead of time, like you're budgeting and putting money back for months. You're probably not going to know exactly where you're going, staying, spending, all that kind of stuff. But you can have an idea according to, how much debt you have, how much income you have. Can you spend $200 on a family vacation? Can you spend $2,000 on a family vacation? Can you spend more than that? You just need to know what that number is. What you can afford to take out of your bills and daily, monthly spending to put toward a vacation. What do you feel comfortable with? That's not going to blow your money. If you can spend $500 on a family vacation, then that's what you can spend, and you just have to take that money amount and go with it and figure out what you're going to do. So once you figure out about how much money you need, and I would figure high. If you're figuring you need about $500, aim for $750, just because inflation, whatever, something might come up. So if you, like I say, if you're figuring that, go a little bit higher, and then figure out how much you need to save a week until that vacation time. And a lot of people don't know exactly when they're going on vacation. We have kind of figured out every year when we're going to go on vacation, which is a money saving tip, and I'll get to that in a second. But say you want to save, I'm not going to have my exact numbers, but if you've got an entire year to save money for your vacation and you wanted about $500, if you put back $10 a week, 52 weeks in a year, $10 a week, you'll have $520. So you start saving right now for your vacation 1 year from now, 52 weeks from now, you put back $10 every week, whether that's $10 cash that you stick somewhere at home or you transfer money from your checking account to a savings account. However you do it, $10 a week. Now for a year, you'll have $520. Are you budgeting about $1,000? Double that. Put $20 back a week, and you'll have $1,040. You put back $20 a week, that'll be $1,040 this time next year that you will have saved, put aside, that you haven't touched all year. It's just been saving and building and growing so that you can spend it on your vacation. So figure out your money amount, figure out how much you need to save. If you don't have a year, if you're going on vacation in 6 months and you need $500, you need to put back $20 a month, $20 a week. However you need to do that, whether it's, do you get paid by direct deposit into your account and you need to just transfer money, or do you need to go every week or every month to the ATM and withdraw the cash and stick it somewhere in your house so that you won't touch it so you'll have it for that vacation money. However you need to do it that's going to work for you, that you won't spend that vacation money, do it. Withdraw, transfer, whatever you got to do. Just set that money aside, and that is your vacation money. And unless an emergency happens, don't touch it. If you're not able to pay your bills, saving for vacation is not really feasible. This advice is going to you as a person who can save for a vacation right now. I do not advise saving big amounts of money for a vacation. If you are severely in debt, can't pay your bills, living paycheck to paycheck, you need to work on that first. I'm sorry. I've been there. I promise I've been there. This is advice. This is tips for people who right now are in the season that they can go on vacation and they can put some money back for that. Not trying to be hard on anybody, but I just don't want anybody to say that I am encouraging you to spend money that you don't have when you can't pay your bills, because that's not good. All right, so you're budgeting. You know what you need to budget for. Those different categories, you need to know about how much. Where are you going to stay? Are you going to be staying at a motel that's a little bit cheaper, or a hotel that's a luxury thing that's that you're going to spend more money on? We were at the beach recently, so a lot of my advice is going to be on. I'm going to be telling you about what we did this past week or week before. So we had the option when you're going to the beach. I think most people have this option: stay in a condo or stay in a hotel motel. We stayed in a motel. It's the same place that we've been staying since I think the first year we went was like 2012. We stayed at this motel, and it's a pretty nice motel. It's starting to show its age, so we may stay somewhere else next year. But the price, you need to check around on the prices. Make sure that you know what time of year you're staying. If you're going to like the beach during summer or end of summer or whatever, or if you're going during peak season, wherever it is, you need to check around on the prices. Maybe you can save some money if you go 1 week later or 1 week before. That is something that we've done. And like staying 1 week after Labor Day or 1 week before Memorial Day, just right before the peak season or right after that peak season, and it really helps the price. So know where you're staying, check around, check the prices. Where we stayed at this motel, it was half the price of a condo that was just like a quarter mile down the road. I couldn't find anything that was, anything that was less than double the price of what we were going to be paying for this motel. And the motel was fine. It was everything we needed. And it's been fun. It was a little crowded having 3 kids there now, because this was our first family vacation with 3 kids instead of 2. It was a little bit crowded, but I would do it again. I mean, you're just sleeping there, and we did cook in the room, so it was a little crowded. So we might try to up it and stay somewhere different next year, but that's what I'm saying. Get what your options are: condo, motel, hotel. You got a camper? Can you stay at a campsite? Do you tent camp? Can you stay, just rent a place for a tent? Are you going for a week vacation or a 2-day vacation? You have to get all this stuff, write it down, put it on a spreadsheet on the computer, however you need to do to kind of get a rough idea of what you're going to be paying. Transportation. Are you flying? Are you doing are you carpooling with somebody? Like when we went on that cruise years ago, we drove down with somebody. It was a big group of people, and they had a bus, and we did not have to pay. We did have to pay. A little bit of our fee went towards the bus fare, but it wasn't gas in a vehicle. It wasn't wear and tear on our vehicle, and it was already included in the price. So we didn't have to have another budget for transportation. But you need to think about that. How much are the plane tickets? I have no idea. I've never flown on a plane, but you need to consider what time of year, if the prices are going to be up, down, whatever, if you can get the tickets in advance. I don't know. Just get a rough idea of how much your tickets are going to cost if you're going on a plane. Or like gas has been up and then it's back down a little bit, but it's been crazy. So budget for gas if you're going to be driving yourself. I don't know, there's different modes of transportation, but you just need to figure out what you're going to be doing. What was it? Activities. That wasn't the third one. Food was the third one. Are you going to be eating out a lot? If you are the kind of person who has a higher budget, and we have had years where it's like, okay, this is our vacation, this is our time to relax, we are going to spend some of our money, our budget is going to be toward eating out so that we don't have to cook in the room or prepare it ourselves. We're gonna order delivery more. We're gonna go to this one really nice restaurant this one time while we're there for a week. And then we've had other years, like this year, we did not spend a lot of money on eating out. We went to the grocery store. Well, my husband went to the grocery store. He dropped us off. We were unpacking. Me and the kids went to the pool, and he went to the grocery store. He didn't mind. He was okay with that. When you have 3 kids, going to the grocery store by yourself is a vacation. So he was cool with that. But anyway, he went to the grocery store and got our groceries to bring back to the room, and we fixed most of our food ourselves. We ate out maybe 2-3 times. But like I say, mostly in the room. But decide, do you have a little bit more money? Do you purposely want to spend more of your budget on eating out because that is your luxury for this trip? It depends on you, your circumstances, your family. If it's just me and my husband, we would probably have ate out a little bit more with our budget. It's just totally different. But with 3 kids, eating in the room, fixing food in the room it was better for us, and our budget was a little bit lower this year. So that was what we did. So yeah, know about how much you're going to spend. If you are planning on eating out once a day, are you going to spend $40? Is it going to be a $40 meal? Does your family require, if you go through a drive-through, is it $40 for your family normally? Is it $20 normally? So just think, I'm going to do drive-through at least one time, or, some kind of fast food, at least one time a day on this vacation. So figure if you're going for a 5-day vacation and you're going to spend $20, you're going to need $100 in your eat out money budget. You got to figure that out. I'm saying that a lot on this video. You got to figure it out. You have to make your budget. You have to plan it. And then if you're going to be making your meals, you should go ahead and plan it out. Like I always write it down. I'll make a list. If we're going to be there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'll write Monday through Friday, breakfast, lunch, supper, and I'll kind of do a rough sketch of what we're going to be eating. It is not set in stone like we have to eat this meal on this day. It's just so that I know that we have the stuff to fix these meals while we're gone. When we were at the beach for this past vacation, we did tacos in the room one night. What was the other thing? Burgers. My husband fixed burgers. He was going to do it on the grill outside because our motel had the little grills and picnic tables, but it was so windy on the day that he was going to do it. We just didn't think it was a good idea to start the charcoal grill up outside in all that wind. It was like behind the dunes, and it was just like, we don't want to do that. So he fixed it in the room. But we did burgers, tacos. What else did we fix? I think other than that, we did sandwiches. We did order, we ordered Pizza Hut. Usually it's a tradition for us to order Domino's and bring it to the room, or have it delivered to the room or whatever for our beach vacation. It's just kind of a thing that we always do. I remember doing it when I was little, and my girls love getting Domino's delivered. But we had to get Pizza Hut because the Domino's, the app wasn't working, and then I called, and it was just a whole weird thing. They weren't going to deliver. So we got Pizza Hut. But we did get pizza delivered to the room. So that was part of our budget. And then other than that, I think we had sandwiches. We fixed, that's usually a usual thing for us at the beach, because when you're out and it's hot, we really don't want a big heavy meal, and sandwiches usually works good. You know, turkey sandwich, ham sandwich, cold deli meat sandwich with a bag of chips. It's just, that usually works for us. So we did that for, I think, 2 lunches and maybe a supper. We had like the leftover pizza and sandwiches, and we kind of split it. So that was basically what we spent our money on. More groceries than eating out, actually. So figure out your food. Do you want to spend more on that or less on that? You know, and then just kind of, you know, how much you spend on groceries. If you normally spend, if you're going for a week vacation and you're spending $200 a week on groceries for your family, go ahead and say you're going to spend $200 for your food while you're there. If you're going to eat every meal, you know, in your room or wherever. Just rough estimate. That's kind of just a good idea to get your budget going. And then what was the fourth one? Activities. If you're at the beach, the playing on the beach is free. So that doesn't really cost anything. You know, look around. If where you're going requires you to spend a lot of money, and it can get really pricey, you know, taking kids to things like amusement parks or arcades or whatever. So that really needs to have a budget, and you really got to put the brakes on the kids if they're like, I want this and I want that and I want to go here and I want to go there. You know, we go ahead and tell our kids, we're going to go here, we're going to do this. You know, don't ask to do this if they know that there's some activity there or they're going to see something. We go ahead of time. There's 2 arcades near where we stayed. We did go into one. There was another one we didn't even step foot in, and we told them we're not going in that arcade. It was the bigger one, but they did get to play some arcade games, some at the smaller arcade, and we had set aside a little bit of money for that, because that was one of the activities. So just know what you're going to do and how much it's going to cost. If there's like, you know, a zoo that you're going to go to that's near wherever you're at, or a museum, or some kind of, like I don't know, where we stayed, there was a, why can't I think of the word? Aquarium. There was an aquarium that we went to. So I had to look to see how much that was going to cost. And that was another thing I'll tell you about in a second, because it didn't cost anything. You know, is there an amusement park that you're going to take the kids to? Go ahead and look it up and see if there's like one cost that'll cover everything. If you're going to like one of those arcade or like putt-putt places, or, you know, just something like that. Just any kind of activity. Are you going to the mountains and you're going skiing? What's going to be the charge for that if it's not included in the place that you're staying? There's just like a million different things that this could cover. You need to know what your activities are, how much they're going to cost, break it down for each person that's going to go, and then budget a little bit above that just in case. And then if you need to book something ahead of time for those activities, you can go ahead and do that. Like if you're going on a cruise and you're going to do the excursions, and you need to go ahead and book which ones you're going to do at which stop, you know, go ahead and do that ahead of time. Let's see. I think I kind of covered how, you know, what to budget for. So I'm going to jump into the money saving tips, things that we have done. All right. So for the lodging, I was talking about that. The place that we stayed was half the price of the condos. We stayed in a motel versus a condo. Condos are nicer. They're bigger. You got like a living room with a couch, versus at a motel, you usually don't have a couch. You just have a bed or 2 beds, or maybe 3 beds if you got an extra room or something, if it's a, you know, bigger room motel thing. So you just have to decide, do you want to spend more money on where you're staying or on your activities? If you want to spend it on where you're staying, we would have opted for a condo. It was double the price of the motel. When you are staying at the place you are staying is a big one. Where we stayed, I checked the price the week before, because we went the day after Labor Day. Like Labor Day on Monday, we checked in on Tuesday. If we would have checked in on the Tuesday before Labor Day, Tuesday to Friday, it was about $200 to $250 more on that week before Labor Day than on the week after Labor Day. Of course, things were closed, that closed for the season after Labor Day, but we didn't miss anything. Our kids didn't miss anything. They had fun. They didn't have any idea that something was closed and that they didn't get to experience something. They did everything they wanted to do. But that price, the week after Labor Day, went way down. And I have also gone to this same place the week before Memorial Day. I believe that's in May. I was a little bit worried about that because I thought it wouldn't be warm enough, but it was plenty warm enough. We were hot and, you know, sweaty and sunburned and everything when we got back. So the week before Memorial Day, if you're going to the beach or, you know, somewhere that the summertime is the peak season, if you go that week before or the week after Memorial Day, Labor Day, you're going to save some money. If you're going to the mountains, you know, that peak season might be a little bit different. You know, you're going to have the leaf season, peak season coming up soon. So you just have to look, check the calendar, check what's available, check the prices. If you're not super strict on when you can go, we homeschool, so we get to pick our vacation weeks. That might not be an option for you if your kids are in traditional school and you're trying to plan a family vacation. You might have to go on those, traditional vacation holiday days that your kids have to follow with the school schedule. But if you don't have to, and you can pick and choose what days you go, I will definitely check around the peak seasons to see if you can go and save a little bit of money by going before or after. Let's see, transportation, really don't have any help on that. You just got to save your money and pay for the gas. We can't change the gas prices. Maybe if you've got some kind of coupon, or not coupon, like a app on your phone that helps you save money, something, I don't know, can't really help you on that. If you can carpool with somebody, that would help if you're going with a group on vacation, or you can ride with somebody else. Maybe that would help. But that's really the only tips I have on that. Let's see, food, like I said, we cooked in our room a lot. We did not eat out a lot. Apps for restaurants on your phone. When I ordered our Pizza Hut, I used the app and I got a discount. I think it was the 20% off the whole meal. I think it was that one. They usually, like a lot of the apps now for a lot of restaurants will have a 20% off the entire meal as a coupon. Like I've seen that on so many different apps lately. And then, sometimes they have like a, large pizza for $10 or something like that. Just use the app, download the app. If it's a restaurant that you're never going to eat at again, download the app for this one time and then delete it. Just to save some money. Like I do that kind of thing. If you don't want to, that's fine. But apps will give you discounts. You'll get coupon codes for different things. And that's what I did on that. Let's see, what else? Grocery shopping. Plan to eat in your room if you can. If it is not a complete hassle and just not going to ruin your vacation by having to cook in the room. I've had years where I just did not want to cook. I wanted to spend the money on eating out because it was not going to be a vacation for me because I was going to have to cook the whole time and I didn't want to. This year it wasn't that bad. We cooked some meals. We had sandwiches, which is not really cooking, it's just putting stuff together. So if you can, that will save you a ton of money to fix your own food in your room. You can, some places, I don't know, some hotels, motels, have stipulations on what you can bring in the room. I have considered taking my crock pot. I have never done it. I've heard people that have done it, but I've considered taking my crock pot with me on vacations, but I just haven't done it yet. But we did cook in the room, and we do cook in the room when we go on vacation and we stay at our motel, hotel, whatever. If it's a hotel, you can't. It's kind of hard to do that if you just got a microwave, but you can reheat leftovers. So make sure you save your leftovers if you're staying somewhere where you only have a microwave. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's all I got on that. Activities. Definitely have some tips on the activities. Here's what we did. I don't know if I've mentioned this in some other videos, but we have a membership to the North Carolina Zoo. In Asheboro. We bought that membership. It has more than paid for itself. We have been to the Sea Life Aquarium. I talked about it in my daughter's 8th birthday. We went to Sea Life Aquarium in Concord Mills for her birthday, and we got half off the admission because we have the zoo membership. We've already been to the zoo twice with that membership. We bought the 1-year membership. We've been to the zoo twice, like I said, Sea Life Aquarium, and then the aquarium that we went to while we were on vacation was free. Because of that membership. So we didn't have to pay anything to go to this aquarium, and we were there for, I don't know, probably 3 hours. We went one morning when we were recovering from sunburn the day before. And the kids had fun. We took our time. We did everything that we, saw everything that we wanted to see there, and our girls had a lot of fun. We were there for about 3 hours or so. Didn't cost us a thing because of that membership, and it was nice. And we knew ahead of time that we weren't going to have to pay for that. I already looked it up because I was going to budget in how much it was going to cost for that trip, because we always go to the aquarium when we're down there. And it didn't cost anything this year. And it's not the first time that we've done that. I think they charged us half price one year. I can't really remember, but we have done that before. I just had to double check it again this year because it's been several years since we had that membership and used it. But yeah, that was free. So check around where you're going to stay. If you can get on like an email list for someplace. We were going to go to Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, back in 2020 before everything went crazy. We had to cancel that vacation that year, but we had already, budgeted our money, had everything almost, had the room booked and everything, and had to cancel it. But we had signed up for a couple of the different attractions that we were wanting to go to there. I had went online and looked, and you could like get on their email list, and they were sending discounts or coupons for certain events that they were going to be doing. So definitely, if you know for sure that you're going to be going somewhere, see if they're on Facebook, see if they have an email list newsletter thing that you can get on, and maybe you'll get some discounts from it. If you're going around one of y'all's birthdays or something, put in your birthday. Maybe you'll get a birthday coupon to use while you're there on your vacation. I'm trying to think what else we did. We did free stuff. There was a museum, like a historical site to look at the place we were at. So it was just a nice walking around. You could see the water. Plus we were, kind of learning. I counted it as a homeschool day that day because we did the aquarium and the historic museum, the museum/historic site. We did that all in one day. So I'm counting that as a homeschool day. That was just a kind of a relaxing day. Like I said, that was our day that we were recovering from the sunburn the day before. So we were trying to stay out of the sun that day, and we went and got in the pool later that evening. But anyway, that's just us and my whole family has very fair skin, so we burn easy. So why do you go to the beach? I don't know. We might go to the mountains next year. So yeah, look around, see if you can sign up for newsletters to get, coupons sent to you. But definitely check around. If you know exactly where you're going to go, look up those places to see how much it's going to cost. You might be surprised when you get somewhere and it's going to cost you $100 for all your kids to do this fun thing. And you were thinking it was only going to cost, $20 total. You thought it was cheaper. Go ahead and look it up. Look up any possibilities. I do that sometimes. I'll look up different places. We have been on vacation and it rained the whole time, so I had to find somewhere for us to go. So I like to look that up ahead of time. Sometimes you don't always think of these things. That's why I like to do these videos to help y'all out. So if you're going somewhere that's going to have you being outside all the time and you get there and you can't be outside and you got to find somewhere for your kids, you have young kids and they're bored and they don't want to sit in the room, go ahead and look up some activities that you can do there indoors and see how much it's going to cost for you to do that. Just in case. And you hope it doesn't happen. You hope when you go to the beach you have all clear sunny days and you can spend it all on the beach, on the ocean, with the waves and the sand, because that's free. I don't know if I have anything else for you guys about this. Like I say, this is all dependent on your family, your family's size, ages. If you have 3 kids under 3, some of my tips are not going to work for you. If you have teenagers, you might can save even more money, maybe not on food, but maybe on lodging. We try to stay somewhere where we have an extra room so that when we have a little one that's napping or like a baby, we have a 9-month-old, we like to have a separate room so that when it's nap time, everybody else can be making noise and not have to be so shushed and keep the baby asleep. But if you've got bigger kids and they don't really care where they sleep and they're going to be outside the whole time, you're just going in the room to sleep, maybe you can have a little bit closer quarters and rent a place that's a little bit smaller. It totally depends on you, your circumstance, your kids' ages. It's all just based on you and your family's specific needs, and what you want. Not just what you need, but what you want. If you're making this budget and you want a bigger piece of that budget to go toward lodging because you want to stay somewhere nice, go for it. If you want the bigger piece to go toward eating out, because you want to have some experiences with your kids of eating at some really cool restaurants, but it's going to cost some money, put more of your budget there and less on where you're staying. Just think ahead of time, and you won't be so flustered when it gets time for the vacation, and you won't put stuff on credit cards that you can't pay for. That is as a parent, it is just worse and worse every year thinking about it, trying to budget for a vacation, and you're like, I can't pay for this. It's down to it. Your kids are excited and you're like, oh great, we don't have enough money put back for this. But you don't want to disappoint your kids and not go on vacation, or have to go on the vacation and not get to do the really fun stuff that they're wanting to do. So please budget it. Make sure that you have the money in the bank or stuffed in a can somewhere in your house if you're withdrawing cash every week and sticking it somewhere out of sight, so that you have it for your vacation when it comes time. You have to do the hard adulting things and put that money back and don't spend it so that you can do this fun stuff for your kids. Or in my experience, that's how it is. And I don't want that guilt when I get back from vacation of being like, oh great, now we've got this money on the credit card that we can't pay for, because that just ruins a vacation. So that's why I'm talking about budgeting, so that you can have a hopefully stress-free, as far as money goes, vacation and enjoy yourself and not worry about the money part so much when you're there. Worry about it up until then, get your budget done, and then when you're there, you can just relax and you know that you have the money to pay for what you're enjoying, and you're not gonna be in debt when you get home. So that's all I got for you guys. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. I will be happy to answer it. like I say, we've been doing a budget for our vacation for several years now, and I've kind of learned some things the hard way along the way. So that's it. I hope y'all have a great day, and I will see y'all later.